The Biden regime's rules on protest couldn't be more clear. Jen Psaki laid it out for us just the other week.
I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people protest.
That's right. The administration does not have a position on where people protest. No position on your protest position, as it were. Protest wherever you like. And to be fair, they have consistently upheld this protest position. They don't care if you protest outside the homes of Supreme Court justices. They don't care if you protest on the streets. They don't care if you protest inside a Target. They don't care if you protest outside a police station, which then kind of becomes inside a police station because you've burned it down. But whatever. Protest away. Have at it, people. We don't have a position on where you protest, except, wait, what was this? Oh, so there is just a teeny tiny wrinkle in the protest position. Turns out they do have a position on where you protest if you protest against them. Try to protest at Biden when he's in your city and you'll be hustled away and wrestled to the ground quicker than you can say, protest for me, but not for thee. How totally unsurprising that on protest, just like pretty much everything else, these Democrats are total hypocrites. One rule for them, one for everyone else. Just recall how they justified riots when they thought it was their riots.
Largely peaceful demonstrations.
Mostly peaceful protests.
Mostly peaceful protesters.
Mostly peaceful protests.
Mostly peaceful protests.
Amazing definition of peaceful. Burning police stations, government buildings, stores and cities to the ground for months. Oh, so peaceful. Mass destruction across the country, looting, rioting, vandalism, over 24 deaths. In fact, these protests were so incredibly peaceful that they cost the country billions of dollars in damages. No wonder so many of those great peace-loving Democrats, including Biden aides and multiple celebrities, supported these peaceful protests financially. Kamala Harris, too. She's such a peace lover. She told her supporters to help bail out the peaceful rioters. And now they wonder why Democrats nationwide are seen as pro-crime and pro-criminal. They openly encourage protests aimed at threatening conservative Supreme Court justices. Imagine if a Republican senator issued a threat like this against Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
That wasn't some momentary lapse from a loose-lipped attention seeker. It was reiterated and confirmed by the Biden White House just the other week when Jen Psaki said, quote, I know there's an outrage right now, I guess, about protests that have been peaceful to date, and we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes, and that's the president's position. So, in fact, it's not true that they don't have a position on where people protest. They do have a position. They want you to protest outside Supreme Court justices' homes, which is illegal under federal law. They want you to break the law, intimidate justices, and undermine for partisan ends the constitutionally protected process of an independent judiciary's impartial deliberations. Then they summoned the protests, and sure enough, on Monday, in the middle of the night, someone showed up outside Justice Kavanaugh's house, armed to the teeth, intent on assassination. Worse still, for weeks, as they've been riling up their base and encouraging these illegal protests, even as they threatened deadly violence, the Democrats were holding up a bill in Congress to protect the justices against the very threats they unleashed. Finally, Pelosi said it might happen this coming week.
Justice or protect, this issue is not about the justice, it's about staff and the rest. There will be a bill, but nobody is in danger over the weekend because of our not having a bill.
Don't worry, nobody's in danger, she claims. Oh, that's okay then. Let's take security advice from the people who've encouraged riots and violence and illegal protests for years, as long as it's not directed at them or their interests. These Democrat politicians are not just disgusting hypocrites, but dangerous hypocrites too.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.